Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel slash podcast, The Sit Down with SIMONEEL. I'm your host, SIMONEEL Czar, the author of Slap Not Your Ordinary Punchline and the creator of Slap Tarot. So today's episode is all about hugs, okay? 3 little simple alphabets, 1 little cute word, 1 big impactful feeling. I'm going to tell you about the best hug I ever received in my life and how we should be hugging people more and how hugs can really change everything, really. So this happened once. Well, I'll tell you the story. So one time I was really sad and disappointed in a person in my life. And I was crying and I cried all night. And the next day I went to work, and before going into work, I cried before going to work in my car. And I remember, like, I was bawling my eyes out and I was like, Allah, just please, I just want a hug. I just want a hug. Is that too much to ask for? Like, just a little hug? And like, I was bawling my eyes out, and then I like fixed myself up, I fixed my makeup a little bit, and I went to work. And when I went to work, it was we had a meeting in the morning, so there was a whole bunch of tables that were open, and I sat down at one that nobody was there. And then just right before the meeting was about to start, I had a coworker that came in and sat next to me. And right when he sat next to me, we just kind of like looked up at each other, and we just saw each other's eyes because this was during COVID. We're all wearing masks. And I look at him and he looks at me, and I'm just like, wow. Well, I could feel exactly what he was feeling. So I said, "You're really sad." And he was like, I am. He was like, "I am sad." And then he was like, "I'm actually more disappointed." And I was like, wow. In my mind, I was like, dude, like, same. You know what I mean? And that's when I thought, like, wow, like, literally like attracts like. There was like 40,000 tables here. Okay, maybe not 40,000. It was like 17 tables here, and he came and sat right on mine. And that's because frequency and vibration is a real thing, and we are in the same frequency and vibration of being sad and disappointed. So I just came and I sat, so he just came and naturally sat down next to me, right? But I was like, okay, whatever. So the meeting goes on and everything. And then, like, no. Okay, so before the meeting was going on, I was like, he was like, "Yeah, I'm disappointed." I was like, oh wow. I was like, I see. And then I looked at him, I was like, "You need a hug." He was like, "I do." I was like, "I need a hug too." And we just kind of looked at each other, and we just like acknowledged it, but nobody said anything. And then we just, you know, our meeting started. And then the meeting was over, and then I walked away, and then he walked away. And oh my gosh, thinking about it makes me so happy. So I think maybe like 2 hours passed by, right? He's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing, and I was walking with another coworker of mine. So like, we had this hallway, right? And so I was walking with another coworker of mine, and we were both like walking together, and then somebody called his name, so he just like turned around and left. So I was by myself, and then my other coworker who I saw in the morning, who was disappointed, let's just call him Jay, okay? So I was walking and Jay was walking, and right when we saw each other, we just hugged. Like, I just saw him and I just hugged him, and he hugged me with the same intensity. And it was not sexual, it was not romantic, it was not lustful, it was just pure love. It was so powerful. And that hug, it felt like maybe like 5 seconds, but it felt like, no, not 5 seconds. It felt like it was like 30 seconds. Like 30 seconds is a really long hug, you guys, okay? But it was, in actuality, maybe like 5 seconds, like 10 max, right? It's just like, it was the craziest thing I experienced. It's like his energy and my energy just went like whoop. And it's just like, I still remember, like, when I hugged him, it was like under his arms and over, like his shoulder. And when he hugged me, it was like around. Like, I was like around, like this, like, you know what I'm trying to say? So I went under and he went above. And we just stood there. And it felt so good. It felt so good. And like I said, it was not lustful. It was not sexual. It was just pure love that was like vibrating between us, okay? And when it was over, we just like walked away like nothing happened. We walked away just like, it was not like this. This is like a little too much, okay? It was like this, right? So we came in, we hugged, and then we just walked away. We like stood here for like 30 seconds. That's how it was. He did not talk to me for a whole week. He did not talk to me for a whole week. But you know why? Because we both were processing that hug. We did not talk to each other, let's say that, for a whole week. Because that hug was so powerful. It was like medicine. It's what we needed in that moment. And I felt so whelmed by the love that I received, and I'm sure he received the same thing, that I was like, what was that? Like, my head was like I was like, whoa, I'm seeing stars. And that is the power of a hug, you guys. I'm not joking. I am not joking. And a lot of times we feel sad and we cry because we think we need someone in our lives, or we are not like getting enough, just whatever. You just need a hug. Like, you're feeling stressed out, you feel like no one's listening to you, you just need a hug. Just go hug someone. And it's that, I think it was so unintentional, and I think it was really from God, because I was not really gonna hug him. I mean, not that I mean, again, oh, why should I hug someone? Same mentality, right? Same mentality. Like, why would I ask someone for a hug? Or like, it's just something we don't ask for, or maybe we do and we don't get. I don't know. You tell me. But I'm telling you, it took me 3 days to process it. It took him a week. And it's like every time we would see each other, we would walk the other way. Every time it was too intense. It was too intense. It was too intense. But it was like medicine, and it made me feel so happy. And even till this day, it happened like a year ago, you guys. Even till this day, sometimes I just close my eyes and I just remember that hug, and everything's better. Everything's better. I moved, he moved. We don't keep in touch, we don't keep in contact, which is fine, you know? But it's like the medicine part of it, the hug of it, the love of it, the care of it was so precise, was so good, was so needed in that moment. And that's exactly what I got. And I think Allah, the universe, was like, you know what? Both of these people went through similar situations. They both just need a hug. And he made that hug happen. And it was so beautiful. And if there's anything I want you to learn from this, is that hug people. Hugging is very important. Cuddling with your pets, cuddling with your kids, with your siblings, with your friend, I don't know, just hugging them in general is so therapeutic. It's so therapeutic. And you know what's crazy? Me and Jay never talked about our hug. We never talked about it because, I mean, what are we going to talk about? Like, yeah, we're so touch deprived as a society that hug was like too intense for us. But literally, that hug was too intense for us. We need more hugs in this life. We really do. We really do. And when was the last time you hugged someone? Like, truly hugged someone, like with a lot of love, you know? And I feel like that's why we're kind of like sad as a society too, is because we don't get the physical touch that is required for humans to feel good. And physical touch doesn't have to be, like I said, like sexual or lustful or blah blah blah. It could just be like a genuine hug. And I don't know what is good about like not hugging. But yeah, Hugs are awesome. Go hug someone today. And I don't know, I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't experienced a hug like that before, and I haven't experienced it after. I think maybe like with my dad, like when I hug my dad, I feel that, you know, but with Jay, it was like different. It was like exactly what I needed was a hug. And also, don't be afraid to ask for what you want. Like, maybe not from a person, but like from the universe. Because I was bawling my eyes out. I was like, I need a hug. That's all I need, God. I just want a hug. I just want a hug. And I got the hug. And I got the story to tell you about the hug so that you can go hug other people. And if you have no one to hug you, just hug your pillow. Sometimes even that feels good. You know what I mean? But we as humans need touch. So do not deprive yourself of touch. With, of course, like, keeping all your boundaries and everything in mind, you know. But yeah, go hug a friend. Go hug someone. It's gonna make you feel so good. Instantly, it's gonna make you feel good. It might not be to the hug level I felt. It might be better. It might be just normal. Might just feel love. But it's gonna make you feel good. And I feel like when I was younger, we used to hug each other a lot more, like as kids and stuff. And I feel like with the COVID situation and like 6 feet apart, no touching, no hugging, it has further like separated us from our like natural desire to hug and be hugged, and maybe even to love and be loved. I don't know. You tell me about that one. Anyways, I hope today's episode was cute and short and simple. And I hope you go hug someone after this. And I will talk to you later. Zoop.